This the link up. This the link up. This the link up. Welcome to the link up. This the link up. This the link up. This the link up. Welcome to the link up.
Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the LinkUp podcast with your host, Mr. King and Kana.
Yes. Good day, everybody.
And how's everybody doing? Nobody's going to answer me, so I didn't even know why I said that. Like that was a slow moment there. But anyway,
it's okay. You tried something new. We understand.
One of these days, I guess when we have live streams, they might actually be able to have somebody there to give us feedback. But that's things to experiment with in the future.
But yeah, that's true. No, that's true. So let's just say you was practicing for future.
Pretending we actually had live listeners there to interact.
I understand.
But yeah, today is, another in-between week, so you know what that means. Today's no guest, is just your host today, me and Kana.
But yeah, it's just, you stuck with us for this week.
Yeah, having a regular discussion, as we always do, I guess. The only thing that is a little different, as you may have noticed with the last week's episode, we actually do have a bit of footage now.
Yeah, we're moving on up. We trying to progress in.
We referenced it slightly in the video
production.
talking about it. I mean, in the last week's episode, we referenced it briefly, but I mean, it's just basically we got an extra what do you call those devices?
Camera.
Oh no, I mean, I was talking with the actual device that does the recording and stuff like that. It's a camera that's on a phone. I mean, it's not like a legit camera.
It's a camera phone.
Yeah, it's a smartphone. It's a smartphone because it does much more than camera stuff.
But half the time, more things that we could end up doing. But
yeah,
we're be trying to advance in how you say production quality.
Yeah, and the only reason I mentioned that is that it's a phone is because it has a limited amount of time that it could record, so that if it goes for too long, the phone tells me to start heating up or whatever, and the recording to stop and be like, okay,
Wait,
phone
the phone
to
tell you to start heating up?
Yeah, I guess probably if it was the bigger one, it wouldn't do that way, or it would take longer and stuff before it start overheating. I don't know.
Wow. Okay. That's different though.
I mean, in most situations, I don't be recording for longer than 10 minutes and stuff like that.
That's true. What kind of phone is it?
It's a Sony Xperia. It's the Z5 Compact, to be exact.
Big up Sony. I mean, they kind of fucking up with the phone, but
man.
Okay.
So Sony phones been beating them iPhone things for years.
But I mean, I can't really say anything. I really start off the phone collection, I guess.
What, with the Ericsson?
But
Sony Ericssons back in the day before the Xperias come along. I couldn't get on board with that. Like I had one Ericsson back in the day, and that it was whack. It was this grey one, and it had the attachable camera on the bottom. I don't know if you remember that one.
That
was when cameras would just come. This camera was like almost black and white, dog. The camera was almost black and white. They used to say it's color, but you could have barely make out anything other than this kind of grayish, different shades of gray type of thing.
Oh shit!
And it's the camera was not built in, dog. It was a little, almost like a USB port thing on the bottom of the phone, and you would put the camera in on there, and then the phone becomes a camera with like how the Game Boy camera was back in the day. Yeah. It was something like that.
But that was Ericsson self or Sony Ericsson?
That was a Sony Ericsson. What other Ericsson they have?
But no, because
Ericsson was a brand before that?
That's the whole thing. It was Ericsson and then it was Sony Ericsson.
Type of thing. Okay.
There was supposed to be a different something and then...
No, I know. That was a Sony Ericsson.
But the Sony Ericsson was loud. Them things was
true. No, they said that. I believe I remember in the old phone that you had self.
Yep. Them things. But that's one of the main reasons I used to get it, because it was loud.
Well, I mean, the new ones ain't too bad. With sound quality and stuff like that is concerned. I mean, coming out of a phone speaker, like the built-in phone speaker.
I don't know. I haven't heard or seen anything about Sony Ericsson.
I mean, the fact. I feel like the fact that it provides stereo sound on a stereo speaker on a phone speaker is dope. Where most phones just got one speaker that would be playing the audio from. So you would, if things are if in the music, for example, if it's pan to the left or the right, if certain effects or certain instruments just on the left coming out of the left headphone or the left speaker. You could actually hear that through a phone thing. And normally it would just be all of that's lost and it's just compressed down to playing it in a mono thing because they just got one speaker on most phones type of thing. But it's still able to provide a kind of stereo sound because they got two speakers in the front of the phone type of thing.
But yeah.
And it provides pretty. They ain't got no bass. I mean, you never really can't expect much from the type of speaker that is being used in phones. But I mean, it's still pretty decent sound minus the bass.
Man, I find the iPhone sound ain't that bad. I mean,
I
like you
can't-
say, for phone quality,
Yeah.
phone wise,
I can't say if it's better or not because I never did like an A and B check with the same song and stuff like that on
okay.
a Sony or iPhone to say like, okay, which one really better or not. So I just know that I think mine is pretty good for as far as phones go. I mean, but yeah.
Speaking of it, not even speaking of which, but last week we was talking about the whole St. Martin's Day party and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Where you was?
But things just don't go the way you plan, you know. Like, yeah, I remember telling all kind of people like, yeah, you know, even kind of trying to stunt a little bit, telling people like, yeah, you know, it's good to know certain people because you get on VIP, guest list and whatnot, and then not even showing up to make it for that guest list and thing.
That rough one. All that showing off for the.
That way you gotta be humble. Things would have went as planned and went smoothly and stuff, and I wouldn't end up taking the wrong bus, going the wrong direction at way too late, which stopped me from being able to get the right one, which resulted in just being like, you know what, find an Uber and let's go home because this don't make no sense no more.
No, but after all of that, I would have to make it there. But
I was like, nah.
You done went too far. Might as well finish the journey.
Yeah, but from time I was done like on the metro station, and I was looking at the time already. I was like, yo. I done left like way longer than I was done contemplating like whether it even made sense to get on the metro, but I was like, you know, I done got dressed and whatnot. I done
you should have just
actually
gone,
was out to my house and things. So
you
like, you know,
just gone straight to
commit.
Central and then gone from there, because then you can always catch away what it is. One of those bicycle taxis,
Yeah.
or you can walk it.
Yeah, but I was still trying to, you know, be the most time effective thing, and I was like, follow according to this navigation app. I was going with what they told me, but it's just one misreading of the directions or one like thing that wasn't specifically clear about the directions and thing that led to me getting onto the wrong bus.
Tell you about that 92 crap now.
In a time when it didn't really have time to wait for another bus to come because it was done like after 12 something or whatever. So like most of the regular public transportation was stopping and turning into just knock busing and stuff like that, which is like, I'm not trying to pay money to get to the club. Like, I'm okay if I gotta pay for transport or pay extra then for transportation to get home, right? But I mean,
technically you're still paying to go because it's Saturday. You don't.
Yeah, that's what I say. But the paying extra thing, because like to get from where we live in to get to the start and stuff like that don't cost
€4.50.
Yeah, it don't cost. I know it's like what, maybe €2 something more than the actual trip from the Mazai to the metro. Mm-hmm. From the Mazai to Central on the metro.
It's about $2.16. Yeah.
Revealing our location.
Yo, Demons are big now. Like Demons is a decent sized area now.
It could be a lot of places that look exactly like this on the inside. This is a very unique. I guess this is a very common setup. You know, I can definitely hide and remain camouflaged.
Yeah, because I mean, we was laughing, but it's kind of true. A lot of the places do look like this.
That this narrow, that this distinct of a shape that could be like,
Big man, they have a lot of these apartments in the area.
I guess.
And then they have the ones up there in North Amsterdam. So you never really know. I mean, if we didn't see them, they would already been.
The more we talk about it, we just making it easier and think for them to be like, so it's not there, it's not there, it's not there. Okay, cool. So we know where it is to look. But anyway,
hopefully they didn't listen that closely. I mean,
so for the people that actually did go to the event.
Shout out Encore.
What was going on?
And shout out whoever was part of the organization of bringing in St. Martin tourism and Encore together, because that was one of the best parties I ever went to in Encore. And they had Encore Festival was cool. You know, they had a whole collaboration during the summer with St. Martin Tourism Bureau. So you know, they was giving away trips to St. Martin from here, from Amsterdam and stuff like that. But it was, I don't know. It didn't give the
same vibe.
Yeah, Saturday gone now.
But then that's like a much bigger type of open thing where you have a lot of other people coming potentially for other types of thing and not necessarily just
but it's the same that. Big man is the same crowd. Yo, okay, I ain't gonna lie, right? I don't think a lot of the people that was there was prepared for what they had
but
seen.
Still though, it's a different thing when you have an event that's advertised as, okay, this is St. Martin night basically.
But they advertise it as a St. Martin something too.
The Encore Festival. This wasn't a St. Maarten Encore festival. Like, I mean,
How you
there
mean?
was a collaboration there, but I mean,
Well, that was like the one of the biggest advertising. Like, oh yeah, in thing with St. Maarten and win trips to St. Maarten and St. Maarten and St. Maarten. It was, I mean, it was
but it
practically Encore
wasn't. It
and St. Maarten.
wasn't something where it's like, okay, this is just we're putting St. Maarten talent on display type of thing.
How you mean?
There
Gilda
was
perform. Okay, that's okay. Yeah,
exactly.
That's Encore Festival.
He just happened to be a rapper who was from St. Maarten. It was about the hip hop. It was about the rap at Encore Festival, which is
No,
like
man,
why
they had
all the international acts and thing. Those is who people come in to see at Encore Festival. Not to discredit Gilla, any other local artists, but I mean the main selling points on those big festivals is like, what acts can we get to actually come and show? I mean, perform and stuff like that.
I personally only went because Gilda was performing. But
like, I didn't go, but I'm a terrible example because I never go to nothing. But I mean, if I would have gone, I probably would have been going there. But I would have gone to see some of the other hip hop. I mean, Tory Lanez and stuff like that.
Yo, I didn't go. I didn't even go. I wasn't even there for like that performance. I was in the St. Maarten stage.
Migos were performing too, right?
Again
for Encore Festival.
I didn't see it. I was by the St. Maarten stage. Like I really
well,
was.
My point is, like, they have a whole lot of extra things that was also selling factors that might have been reasons why other people came that maybe not so caring about the whole St. Maarten collaboration aspect of Encore Festival. But when you have a night in Encore that's specifically geared towards St. Maarten people on St. Maarten's Day, when you got the St. Maarten DJs playing, you got St. Maarten artists performing and stuff like that, multiple St. Maarten artists, multiple St. Maarten DJs, it's a little more, it's a different type of vibe, and it's an enclosed venue, so it's like, it's not as big of an open space as the Encore Festival space was, so it can always look like it's more of a, like, people close together.
Maybe that was the major factor or the major difference between the two, but like I was saying, yo, it was good. Bye. Shout out Kimbe, DJ King. What do you call himself?
King Kimbe.
My bad.
DJ King. I think it's DJ King Kimbe. I don't know. Where's DJ
Kimbe? That sounds familiar.
I don't know. I think it's DJ King Kimbe, but yeah.
Shout out this man, cause man come up, mash up the place.
No kidding.
Had people there looking at some other people like, yo, what the hell are you just be doing?
All the whatlessness.
But from that to like, I don't know the song or what the dance name, but this thing when people to be swimming on the ground. You ever see that?
You're asking the wrong person. You're asking the wrong person.
Okay, so they got this. The man runs soca. So the man was running soca tunes, and they got this popular soca song. It seems now. I ain't young no more. So I ain't.
You into it was hip.
I don't know what the young people listening to, but it seems they have this song, right? And it seems like the point of it is to swim, and people just go on the ground and start swimming. Is a very interesting something to see. Even me, who from the Caribbean, who used to seeing crazy crap, so I could imagine all the other international people that was there, like,
just
what
observing.
the hell?
So like, this what is going on for Carnival then. So this is what that whole April month and thing in the Caribbean does be going on. At least St. Maarten in April then.
I don't blame people if they say that we crazy, because to a certain extent, yo. Dog,
have you seen, like, there's this thing that they recently came across my timeline. Apparently it was in some movie recently, but it's like the haka is this traditional thing that is going on in Australia. I'm not sure, I didn't look too deep into research, but this is what I was able to gather from comments and stuff on the video, because it just looked like a bunch of angry white people in a room shouting, honestly. But it's like it has some kind of motions and thing with it, and it's apparently, from what I was able to gather in the comments, it's supposed to be like a war dance or something like that. But
a war dance, okay.
Yeah, it's like a cultural war dance. I got some kind of history and stuff like that, and it's also supposed to be like a sign of respect. Cause the video I saw was, I think, from like 3 years ago or something, where this teacher was I think he was being fired or he was retiring or whatever, and and apparently he was a well-liked teacher, and out of respect, is like all the students and thing was basically doing this haka dance, and it's like a shout and stuff to it. It looks like something like the awu awu from the Spartans. Is something kind of along like that kind of feel you get.
The what guy?
You know what the fuck I'm talking about, that. You know what it is I'm trying to say. You're trying to derail my point now with irrelevant factors and things. You know what it is I'm trying to say. The thing from 300 and the Spartans that we all know, because I feel like as a man you should have seen that movie. Like,
no, but yeah, it's true.
Everybody has seen 300, I feel like. But anyway, The point I was trying to make is like most super things that are super cultural things. If you part of that culture, to an outsider, they look a little odd. If you know all the backstory of what's going on,
but that ain't necessarily true. Cause look,
seeing certain real like ancient traditional or cultural dances and ceremonies and rituals and stuff, if you don't understand all the symbolism and what this is supposed to represent, like you go church and you communion and stuff like that, where you're partaking in the flesh of Christ and the drinking the blood of Jesus or whatever and all of that type of stuff. There's a difference
between oh wow, that's cool, then yo, what the fuck? Okay. Well, there's a big difference. If you go to any Asian culture, obviously there's a lot different to what we are accustomed to. Mm-hmm. So, like for instance, the whole thing with the Japanese, they legit just like sit down on their knees, well, on their feet,
the kneeling type of thing.
That's it's difficult to sit like that for like even for like an appetizer. That it's difficult to sit down like that. So that was like, that's cool, you know, and then you can go back to, if you really want to go into it, you can see why they sit down like that, and it's a whole tradition type something. Cool. From an outsider's perspective,
that's different than like saying this is a typical traditional Japanese ceremony. I'm sure if you go deep enough into whatever Asian country might be, Japanese, Chinese, whatever.
That's typical Caribbean cultural behavior, though. That's which even if you go out of culture, if you're talking about a cultural basis, that's normal for us, dog. The dance might be new, but that kind of activity or that kind of stupidness, that's normal. So
but then you could find that similar aspect in many different cultures, because it's normal in certain settings and certain environments. Because don't act like, for example, in Tantra, when in certain parties and thing, when you see somebody flipping and turning up on their head and thing, in that type of environment, or at least I recall specifically certain girls carrying on with that type of behavior and stuff. And even to us, we look at that as like, okay, so are you trying to get attention, or like you trying to do the most type of way? Like, it's not necessarily like in certain clubs, in certain settings, in certain environments or events and things, like, there's going to be, if certain music is more played in certain places, like Tantra used to be a pretty decent mix, so you can get some hip hop, you can get some dance hall, a little bit of soca, maybe a little bit of zouk when the place closing out and thing. Like, you can get the techno and EDM type of vibes and stuff for the international tourists, all the people that come in. You get a pretty varied thing. Certain places you're going to get more dance all and thing. That can you expect more of that, because the people who really like dance, who more into the culture, who more follow all the different dances that coming out and stuff like that, would more likely go to these type of clubs, which would result in the more wild or whatever behavior or dancing and stuff like that. A soca, for example, during Carnival, during a jump up, during
Carnival,
those type of settings.
That's a specific something.
But I was saying, in like an encore type of setting, you wanna say like it's a different scenario, dog. What all I'm trying to say is, you saying that is normal in the Caribbean or whatever, but even now, the point I'm trying to illustrate is that I don't feel like that's true. It's certain settings, and even us in the Caribbean would look at that, the super outrageous, if you jumping off a thing like that. That's not what we do, that.
Okay, no, that's Jamaican something. But I mean, even so, if a girl had to be just in the middle of the dance floor, just walking up, just a normal walk up, for us, that's like, okay, cool, she got a waistline, she could dance. But everybody else is like, oh my God, how can she move like that? Or like, if somebody had to go, if a man had to go and dance behind her now, it'd be like, oh my God, they're practically having sex on the dance floor. That's normal to us, but that's normal to us. But you see what I say now? For us, that's normal. But if somebody looking at the outside now, who not used to Caribbean culture, who not used to seeing that, is like, oh my God. So that's what I say. For me, seeing that crap was like, oh crap, what are they doing? Like, what the hell is this? So I could imagine how everybody else in the crowd who had no kind of like, they had enough people, I sure, that just walk in there and be like, okay, cool, it's a normal club. Like, they don't know what they was getting into.
They bit off a little more than they can chew.
They don't know what was going on that night. But again, I mean, we veer off to a whole heap of subjects just to say it was a good party. People from Sint represent. Gila performed. The man mash up the place.
It's how he perform. It's how Shanti will performing as well.
Yeah,
she was up on the stage doing something.
No,
like, I assume she was performing.
Shanti.
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe that was another.
I think that was another.
Maybe
event,
that was another night that I saw upon.
I think that was
clip.
another. Yeah, no, I think that was another night now because I
recall recently seeing a clip of Shanti on stage
when she was like wearing black or something like that.
I think she had on like a black jeans, I believe it was in the clip.
Something like that. Yeah. Something black.
I don't know. Maybe I
think
could be wrong.
I think I seen this. Like she had like a white background. Or it looked like a projector type looking something.
You're asking me for too much details now.
Well, I think I seen the same clip. No, but it was
like,
a different something because Shanti wasn't only Gilda perform.
Okay.
Gilda perform and then DJ Vlan DJ. Mm-hmm. Shout out Vlan.
And Kimby as you mentioned already.
Yeah. And then but
ain't nobody else from Sman that come out to represent another Sman DJs.
Bean,
true.
Yes. Shout out DJ.
Because I know he was missing somebody.
Yeah, Bean was there too. Yo, it was very interesting, right? The stage was, as the young people say, was lit.
I saw the flag and waving thing.
Just St. Maarten was. If they didn't know what St. Maarten was, they knew that name. Okay, because oh god, everywhere
came out to represent them.
But yeah, boy. And I saw some people kind of looking at us like, okay, them some crazy island people, but even the Encore people was like, wow.
I didn't prepare for that.
Nah, but I mean, Prime, Prime.
Yeah, a little more familiar with the culture.
Prime practically a Maarten. So he accustomed to it, but like the others who, they just getting fresh in the
tourists and things. They just put the foot in, test the waters and things. They ain't jump in yet.
But, oh God,
they ain't jump into the culture. But that was
they get ducked down last week.
They get baptized. True.
Oh yeah, man, it was cool stuff. So looking forward to the next event Encore holds with St. Maarten.
But next thing Encore got coming up is what, like the 5th anniversary or something. Yeah, like that's the one I see the advertising.
That's for thing. But before we talk about that, actually, have to also say that
we just do too much promotion for Encore. These people gotta pay us. Like
if I listening, if I ever have to be listening, we mention
Encore name on this podcast alone in its short existence.
Let's try to get something. Let's work something out.
Again, I ain't turning down the sponsorship out of it. If they feel like it,
we have to say that they. What was I going to say now? Oh, all the proceeds and stuff like that
from the Esteman's Day?
Yeah, from the Esteman's Day party goes to Rebuild XXM. And
was it all or just a portion?
I believe the profits, they say all. They say all. So
okay, sure.
I would like to believe
that as well, but that don't mean they can make it true.
I don't necessarily. I mean, I can ask Gilda, but
if it's all, that would be good. To me, it's just more likely that as a portion of the profits, like.
Let's hope it's all. Let's hope it's what it say. Because if it was just supposed to be a portion, then they could have just say we give it a portion. But they say all. I believe I read all.
Okay, if they said that, then I'd like to believe that.
Yeah, so
that's the case, or somebody could get sued somewhere along the line. Yeah, I'm sure. But
exactly. So
I mean,
is that, and then so now the next thing what they have, we really promoting this place though.
Yeah.
The next thing is the 1st of December. Encore, they having Cardi B. Is Cardi B, Ronnie Flex, and that other partner name who I can't pronounce. 7 alias
7 alias. Yeah, something I can't be that we name 7 alias.
7 alias.
I could be wrong. I don't pay that close attention to I know a few people in the Dutch hip hop scene, but I know well versed in the Dutch hip hop people, so I could be mispronouncing his name.
Yeah. There's these three, and then it's supposed to be. I actually thought it would be in a normal place where Encore would always be by the Milkway, but it seemed it's going to be in.
What, a Cardi B?
Yeah, it's going to be in Heineken Music Hall.
So
it's going to be like a big club night.
But they ain't changed the name now. Afas Live or something like that. They calling themselves
some shit like that. It's going to be there.
The place where Heineken Music Hall was.
Yeah, it's going to be there. It's supposedly going to be there, and. Yeah, it's like going to be like a big club night, and then these people going to be performing, so it should be interesting. It better be for friggin' 35 euros.
True. So another night that I shall be staying home. Interesting.
But I
and even if somebody gave me the ticket, maybe then I'll consider it if I just got the ticket to go. But I mean, Cardi B, okay, good. I see that they have, a multiple people on the bill, so it's not just Cardi B. But I know she has more music. But I mean,
I don't
for
know.
everybody
I know
that
one
hasn't,
song. I ain't even gonna lie.
she has like she dropped 2 mixtapes. For everybody, for the average listener that hasn't dug into her discography to see what she's been doing and stuff like that, you might know one hit, which is Bodak Yellow. She got a couple different versions of it. Maybe you know,
I heard that she got like a Spanish.
She got a
version,
Spanish
right?
version of it and things like that. And I think there's a remix, and then the Spanish version, or I could be wrong, but either way, she got multiple versions of it. She got 2 mixtapes worth of tracks. So I mean, her fans sell, the people who really buy into the Cardi B brand and all that. I mean, it's not like it could be a complete waste because the mixtapes wasn't bad. I at least listen to the first one.
Yeah, how it was.
Like that was what like convinced me of the Cardi B brand and stuff like that. Cause there's one particular friend of mine.
I legit only got Bodak Yellow to go off of.
Nah, man. Like her music, like I didn't like Cardi B as a person. I listened to the music and then I was like, okay, you know, all of it makes sense because I just saw her. Like I was first introduced to her. I was like, okay, she's just the chick from reality TV. To me, it didn't even matter what show. Cause to me, they all the same. I know it's not true, but I mean. Like to me, that's just the kind of brand I was like, okay, you're just another reality TV chick. Like, I ain't really gonna pay attention to you like that. Or I doubt you have anything to offer. I know it's just a bunch of unnecessary drama and stuff. You know, that's a stereotypical view of most of the reality TV stuff. And I was like, when I saw her on the Breakfast Club and you hear her talking, what she's talking about, all the ratchetness and what, and I'm like, okay, it doesn't seem as if I'm wrong in this case about what Cardi B is and stuff. And I was like, okay, cool, but it is still entertaining. It may not be soul food or whatever, but I mean, it's entertaining.
Yeah,
I mean, it may not be, you know, a salad or whatever, but it's not the nutritional meal, but it's entertaining. It's good for.
Again, I only got Bodak Yellow to go off of, and I ain't really necessarily say that I'm going to go and delve into her music either because
ain't bad.
I'm gonna take your word for it on that one. But yeah, it should be interesting or something. Randy Flex got some big tunes. I don't know
none of them.
But he got some big tunes.
I probably may have heard them, like one of them playing on, like, I don't know, on the radio or in a club. Like I've probably heard a few. I just don't know that there's him and stuff like that.
He got some big tunes, and then the other panel, he got some decent tunes as well. So
who's the other panel again? My memory bad. I know you just said a name. 7 Alias. True.
He got some decent tunes as well.
Another person I know his songs. I probably may have heard them. Heard the songs.
Yeah, man. Or he got a good bit of he featuring in a good bit of songs too. So you probably hear a couple tunes here and there. But that's the next thing for Encore. Other than that, I have no idea. But that same night is supposed to have the last Soca versus Dancehall for the year again. For those who don't know, Soca versus Dancehall is a big party up here in the Netherlands, and it's practically just...
It's what the name suggests.
Yeah,
it's Soca and Dancehall primarily for
practically just a Caribbean night.
Yeah.
All night. Yeah. And they have like buses. It depends on where the party is. If the party is in Rotterdam, they have buses from like Amsterdam, Den Haag. And
I like how when you see explaining to your international people the accent switch one time.
But it have to not.
Man in the room with me until you're somewhere white person or like something just walk into the room like accent switch one time when you're addressing the international people.
Actually, as a matter of fact, I shouldn't be doing that. I should be addressing everybody. But you know, for those who don't know. But that they're supposed to have the last one the same day, the 1st of December.
True.
Was contemplating on going that, but
not even to me to contemplate going into and then probably not end up going, you know.
I thought you say another event for you not to go to.
Well, that was at least contemplate about going and say, you know, I think I might go, you know, and then just
this one is
it don't work out.
Red Fed or some crap like that. But I think everybody's supposed to wear red or somewhere around those lines. But
true.
Yeah, I didn't think we I don't think I go into that.
Tired of the Soca versus Dancehall vibes?
But you see, I a dancehall person and they just play a lot more Soca than dancehall. So
I feel.
I don't appreciate how they just, you know, they just kind of be biased and just play Soca.
So you gotta stick to jam rocks then?
Yeah, but I like Soca. Nothing wrong with Soca. So, but I just find it would be a little bit more balanced, that's all. I just find they could play a little bit more dancehall. But I mean, you gotta give the people what they want. Most people go in there for Soca, so.
One of these days, you're going to find a location and, you know, just do this thing on yourself. You know, host the right parties, the right people, the right music. Eventually.
Look, don't you get me upset because it was emotion and then things get stalled and then, but Hopefully one day, yeah. But that was it. Other than that was supposed to be the last soca, and then yeah, I don't know anything else other than as far as that. I just not looking forward to winter. Man's not hot. Okay.
Man knows math. The most nonsense like this man decided to show me before we started filming.
For y'all, if you haven't seen it,
the
right,
Asian remix,
you need to go on YouTube or Google or wherever and look up "Man's Not Hot" Asian version.
I'm not even Asian, and I felt offended. The amount of stereotypes all in one video, I was like,
this man mix up Korean, Chinese, Japanese.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, certain parts were like mildly humorous, you know, slightly amusing in that kind of
math,
thing.
okay? Mom told
Like,
me use calculator. No, man knows math.
That part in particular, that was probably the most funny part. I'll admit that. But I was like, damn, man. Who is he? Is he Korean? Is he Chinese?
I think he's
He could at
Chinese.
least stick consistent with what Asian
You
he
see,
trying
that's-
to be, man. The man was talking about Subaru, Mitsubishi, all kind of nonsense. Like,
The man said Kim Jong-un, great leader.
Great leader, the man say. But that's why I'm trying to figure out, is this dude actually Korean? Is this an American person
I think-
pretending
I
to be
think
an
he's
Asian
Chinese. I think
person?
he's Chinese,
Like,
yeah.
who is this guy?
I really think he's Chinese. The man said the thing go ding dong.
But yo, the internet got some nonsense on it, you know.
Yo, some people shouldn't be on the internet. Some people really should not be allowed on the internet.
As they say, the internet is undefeated and it shall remain so. Until eternity, I believe. Until like there's a worldwide EMP and something and we send back into the dark ages and like
a lot of people going
shut
dead
down.
now. A lot of people going dead.
But I mean, I feel like that can be the next set of, you know, terrorist threats and stuff that's being made and thing.
But I think they've been.
We just don't know about them, you know. Those type of large scale attacks planning to take out power grids and whatnot. I mean, they got so much movies and Die Hards and stuff like that about them. I mean,
That's the thing is,
they got to be based in some truth.
I think it been happening or been trying to happen. It's just that thing. But if it ever would happen, God forbid. I mean, okay, a lot of people were dead in the literal aspect, as in like, you know, the hospitals and stuff like that. But I mean, I more mean as like people can't survive without the internet.
This is a slightly random question that can send us into a whole nother topic. But since we slightly on the topic of conspiracy theories are kind of going there.
How we no, we no kind of know that.
Listen, if you're talking about what potentially does go on
That's you just trying to
undercover and what
slip
kind of the point is, I just had a question and I know you're a
go.
person who has looked into alien stuff and stuff like that before. But I recently came across this I don't remember what part of the YouTubes I was on, but I ended up in the weird part and then
wait. You gotta elaborate on that one a little bit there. You got different parts of YouTube?
Listen, they got certain videos. You watch this video and then whatever comes up next in the autoplay and stuff like that, if you don't stop it, then it goes according to whatever you was watching. So they may be like,
They recommended.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
So like you just end up in like a couple of hours later and then watching random videos. Like I had no idea how did I get to here from what I was originally doing type of vibe.
Yeah.
But I ended up coming across some video about from Strange But True Stories or something like that. I think the YouTube channel was named, and they was telling the story of this, talking about the case of this Valiant Thor, the alien that supposedly spent 3 years with the US government or whatever. He looked like a human. He was a dude he was basically like a humanoid type of alien, but apparently he was supposedly from Venus, and he came and spent some amount of time with in the US, and he was contacted by the US government. He spent some time living under US government protection, and this was during
interesting episode.
what Richard Nixon, I think it was, or Eisenhower. This was when Eisenhower, I believe, was the president of the US.
Okay.
I can't tell you what the timeline on that was, because we saw how horribly that went the last time. They were trying to remember when Sint was created. But I mean,
I think it was sometime in the 60s.
could be the 50s, but I think it was.
Because
I don't know.
Eisenhower he's the one that created FBI, if I'm mistaken. No, that can't be the 60s.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know the US history all that great. I ain't even gonna try to be quoting incorrect facts, but I just know from what that documentary was telling me during the time of President Eisenhower, I believe this Valiant Thor came down, made himself apparent, and like he had this IQ of like 12,000 or some ridiculous amount and stuff like that, and apparently he was here to try to preserve peace and things. I think that was around the time when we was just learning to deal with nuclear weapons and looking at how war was going on and stuff. But I was just wondering if you ever heard anything about this story and stuff about Val Valiant, because from what you say, you looked into the UFO phenomena a little more than me, probably.
I never hear about that one. I've heard some crazy stories.
Some dude apparently wrote a book on the whole experience of this Val Valiant Thor and his interactions with the U.S. government and stuff. But the 3 years that he supposedly spent.
That been the speculation that the United States government been having contact with aliens that they never release it to the public.
So what do you think Trump ain't talking yet? Like Mr. Twitter finger guy. Like, what do you think he speak on the alien?
Impossible, because he don't know. I sure.
But how these things don't work, you gotta get debriefed of like all and get.
I am sure
upgraded in your classification and ranking thing when you go in there.
I am pretty sure. I mean, obviously, I can't be 100% sure, but I am pretty sure that all the higher ups or the heads of whoever is in charge of knowing that information come together and be like, look,
world leaders and things.
They was like, look, this man is president now. We can't do anything about it.
So are we keeping the good shit from him?
We could not tell this man what's going on. So we see what been happening. Yo, big man, in 3 to 4 months, you could see what was going on. You could see how it was going. So I showed it was like, okay, nah. We could tell him some things. Maybe we could tell him they exist. Or like, we could feed him something to calm him down.
On Twitter the next morning, they're gonna be big headline news. Donald Trump just tweets out UFOs exist. Area 51 was real. Y'all was right.
But you see, it's even worse now because if I'm mistaken, Twitter upgraded characters.
So it could be more. It could be longer now.
So he gonna say more. He can say more crap in one tweet.
Very sad. Bad USA. Bad US government.
The best. I mean, the worst.
We are the best people. I have the best people.
But I refute. Nah, man. He don't know. I really don't think they would tell him something like that.
So you really feel Donald Trump as incompetent as the media and everything is making him out to be, that he couldn't be, like, he's not mature enough to be like, okay, yo, you got alien information, you got the nuclear codes or whatever, and then you really can't hold it up.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, okay, look.
If you feel he really wouldn't be able to be like, okay, I understand the gravity and like the severity and how sensitive this information is, and be like, I'm not going to disseminate this.
Nope.
True.
I ain't saying he can't do good, but nope.
I'm not trying to say that I got faith in him, but since we're talking about Donald Trump, I
was gonna. Hey, you beat me to it. He actually, as much as people just criticize him and think, you have to give Jackie jacket. It seemed like he actually did something good. I didn't really read into the story, which I probably should have if he was going to talk about it.
Because that was the next thing that I was going to say about. Again, I didn't look too deeply into the situation, but the headlines and thing from what I saw is apparently the man looking for a thank you for this. Like, from what I know, he pardoned, for those who may not have been familiar.
We kind of skipped over this.
We just talking because we know why we talking.
What happened was, I don't know if y'all just whoever just follow basketball, but it seems that UCLA, UCLA players, which is
college and University of California.
I think. It's California. A pretty big college basketball players. They got arrested in China for shoplifting. I think what it was. It was something. It was sunglasses. It was stupid.
It was from Louis Vuitton or Gucci. It was from one of them designer places. I didn't know what. I didn't check to see what it was exactly that was shoplifted. But I know it was either from Gucci or Louis. One of those two brands.
Something's dumb like that. Sunglasses or gloves. No, okay, not dumb as dumb as gloves, but like sunglasses or some dumb shit.
And it was Liangelo Ball, the middle child of Lonzo LaMelo.
Yeah, his old
family, the LeVar Ball's kids.
Yeah,
if you're familiar with LeVar Ball.
Yeah, he got older brother in the NBA. Mm-hmm. His little brother's supposed to be mashing up high school basketball.
Yeah, thing. And he got kicked out as well. Also, he got.
What does suspended indefinitely means? Does that just not mean expelled?
I think that seems like the same type of language that is used when cops get caught for police brutality. You put them on the kind of But that's paid leave. So
Yeah.
I talking nonsense.
No,
never
yeah.
mind. But
What can somebody explain to me what is
suspended indefinitely.
Suspended indefinitely.
You suspended until we feel like changing things. That's what it sounds like to me.
No, but indefinitely does not mean like it's not going to change.
Yeah.
Indefinitely. Like forever.
But it's suspended. So it basically means that for now, you
So
just
how-
like,
but
you're
how-
gone.
how
but
can you suspend
it's
me forever?
temporary until we feel like maybe
so why
we've
not
reviewed
just say
enough.
temporary suspension?
I don't know. Maybe what I think suspended indefinitely means is completely incorrect.
I just asked it a question because it don't make sense to me.
But I am fallible. I can also be wrong. That's all I'm saying. I'm not infallible.
Because to me that just mean expelled, and I don't know why they just couldn't use.
Basically, from what I know, that
expelled.
was the situation. Cause I know they had the whole controversy because LaMelo, he had his own shoe, and that was a conflict with him possibly going to high school or whatever because of the NCAA regulations about the player being able to profit from having their own stuff. Like it gotta be like league approved or some nonsense. Like they got certain restrictions and stuff of the players being able to profit while they in the college leagues and stuff like that. And yeah, I know that was an issue with LaMelo because he had his own shoe similar to Lonzo and his ridiculously priced shoe.
But yo, you could imagine. But imagine not. It wasn't even LaMelo. It
was
seemed
the middle child.
Okay.
And that
It seemed from the story I understand. It seems that it wasn't even LaMelo who did it. Liangelo, my bad.
It was one of Panos.
Yeah, it was one of the other two. And this man just
that's a messed up thing. You the only one with a name, dog.
But that's the thing. This man taking the bullet for Hipano, cool, bro code, ride or die, all that kind of thing.
But that actually makes it a little better because the way that the story was brought across to me first, I thought it was actually Liangelo who was stealing something, and I'm like, yo, your family, they got money.
No, but he have no reason to do that. But no, that
your brother in the NBA, your father got money.
What I find is crazy is the fact that he didn't do it, but he getting brought down for it. He gets expelled.
Because you're the celebrity.
He gets expelled from school. So, he can't play college ball. And what gonna happen? I don't know if he can get drafted in the NBA just like that. He'll probably have to go somewhere else.
Who is the partner who actually did? Nobody knows this dude.
I don't know.
The only reason we're even talking about this is because he's somebody who's affiliated around Liangelo and stuff like that. Part of the trip, part of the team from the UCLA that Liangelo is also a part of.
I hope he can recover from this, but it's tense, boy.
It's the same thing like how I remember they were talking about Meek Mill situation and how he going to trial, getting locked up for the 2 hours and thing. And because like it wasn't only him that was wheeling and whatnot. He had some other people wheeling, and like how Joe Biden was talking about like, yo, use Meek Mill. Nobody knows them other people. You is who the accountability and the responsibility is gonna fall, and you the biggest name in that equation.
Yeah, that's
same thing for Liangelo Ball. Like his last name, his family, and things like that. Your brother just got in the NBA. You know, there's more attention on you and your family to all the reality stuff and stuff. Reality show that y'all been doing. Like,
but before we go too far into that, the reason why we bring that up is because they had get locked up in China, and it seems that Donald Trump had some kind of play and some kind of hand in getting them released and returned back to the United States. So that's something good. It seemed like he actually do something good for him.
And then I saw the post about him on Twitter saying like, I wonder if the UCLA team is gonna say thank you or something along those lines.
I see that too, but I didn't know if that was real or not. So
I don't know. So you won't be sharing fake news. I understand.
I didn't really
trying to have more integrity than a lot of journalists and stuff out there, and we just two dudes talking in the room. But I feel you.
How you gotta make it sound so creepy though?
Yo, it's just an accurate assessment of the situation.
Anyway, as like I was saying before, we went on this whole long conversation. Yeah, you gotta give Jackie jacket. He actually do something good. As much as we criticize him and say that he's an asshole, I mean he is an asshole, but at least he did something proper for once.
If the tweet I saw is true, then I feel like I could take back that thing because I'm like, yo,
because that's just Trump. It don't take the fact that he do something like he could have not done it. We know that's he's
no. But listen, there's a difference between you just doing something when you're not in a position. If his approval ratings probably was higher within certain communities, he probably wouldn't be doing that because you don't think Trump knows that this is a way that I could get my approval rating a little higher, knowing that
Trump could do a lot of things to get approval rating higher than black people, and he just plain out did it. So this is not
really?
Yes.
Because he playing to a certain base. He did what he needed to do to get elected. He made sure to sow all the racial tensions and whatnot, and use the divisiveness and stuff like that to get elected and whatnot. That as he was running on his campaign and stuff, piss off all the black people and the Mexicans and women and everybody else, but still voted for him. But that's another thing. But then it's like, no, he actually doesn't. You have to do the job as president and stuff, and what that entails. Part of what that is like. I don't know. I see it as a political stunt. I just see it as a way to try to win favor and stuff like that. And it is a very small thing. But exactly how the fact that we see like, oh, you gotta give his jacket and one thing, like this one move.
Have to. Okay, okay.
He did. You're right. He
I
didn't have to.
Okay,
but all the gestures and things that you feel to make, if you really trying to do something or change, like it's a small step.
I might be wrong with that statement by saying that he have to. I mean, he don't have to, because there's technically U.S. citizens, and that's kind of like not a job of the government, but practically the job of the government to get them back home. So I don't know if he could have not done anything about it, but it happened. He was part of it. It was something good that come out of it. They're home. So I mean, it's something positive to talk about instead of always something negative in regards to Trump. That's all I say.
I just hold off saying positive stuff because I don't know. I can't confirm or deny at this moment if whether or not that tweet was a legitimate something. And I feel
you're
like
still hanging on to that tweet.
I feel like if that tweet was a legitimate something, to me that revokes all credibility or whatever he may have earned by that one thing that's just because cost him nothing to make a phone call and stuff. As you say, he may not have had to do it, but to me, I just see it as like trying to win.
But you just assume it. You don't know what he all had to do.
He's a politician.
Yeah, but you don't know what he had to give.
Politician is going to tell you I'm lying to you, or I'm doing this because I want you to like me. Which politician ever is going to be like, yo, I just pardon this prisoner because I want you to like me? No, but what politician is saying I just built this bridge, I just did this or whatever because I want you to like me? But that doesn't mean that's not what they're always trying to do.
He get them back home, so we don't know what he had to negotiate with the Chinese people to get him back. Obviously, something had to happen. There had to be some kind of trade or some kind of something, because them Chinese wasn't even going. Them kids just said that. So like we don't know what all was part in the negotiations or what was part. So that's why I'm saying we can't. I feel like I could only give my opinion off of what I know, and the fact is that he had a hand in it, he had a part in it, and they reach home. From what I know, that seemed to be a good thing. So it's like, okay, cool. It's a good thing. Apart from the tweet,
I do the same thing that you did.
I feel the same thing. With the tweet now,
it is true or not.
That's just his character, dog.
If it is true or not,
Trump just a dick.
And that don't mean so what? Just because you a dick, no mean like, okay, cool, you're just a dick. We just gotta accept you for being a dick and just sweep it under the rug and be like, okay, well, let's not do none, or let's not act like this isn't a problem. It's cool to just go and behave like that. Then where do you go next? Who's the next president we electing? What, the Cash Me Outside girl? Is like what? Like, what's the bar?
Who? I heard some kind of porn star running for elections in 2020.
I don't know. I mean,
I think it was a rapper and a porn star.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, it's a slippery slope and thing. If you just start to be like, okay, let's normalize the Trump type of president or the Trump type of politician and stuff like that. It's not to say, yo, we already know that he's not presidential. We already know that he's an asshole. So it's like, you're going to get yourself riled up when you know that that's just this man. I was just seeing a piece that was done about what they term, the term that they call whataboutism. It was on John Oliver. I don't know if you watched John Oliver last week tonight, but another daily show type of thing, late night talk show, but it's only his weekly, so that's why last week tonight he just do like a whole recap of like the week, and it's only on Sundays it'll come out. But he was doing a whole breakdown of like how Trump's dialogue and the type of way he interacts with people and stuff like that, how it's having a greater effect and stuff, how it's not just being like reserved to Trump and things like that. When you see the rhetoric and the ways that he just communicates and stuff being parroted by more people and used and copied, and like, because the Trump could do it, is using it as basically like a justification and stuff like that. If Trump can do this, if Trump can say it, just being like, okay, something you don't agree with, it's just fake news and stuff like that. If you being presented with facts that you don't agree with, or things that may be possibly defamatory or like be slanderous or speak badly of your name and stuff like that, just responding with fake news and not actually addressing the accusations and thing. If you have all your political officials or public officials operating in this type of manner and just skirting things, is a and just the whataboutism thing that would just he had kind of referenced how it's used in on Fox News a lot and stuff like that as a negotiating tactic, and it's something that Trump does a lot. For example, if I look at the for example with the Charlottesville riot and things like that, you ask Trump about that, he'd be like, but what about the violent people who was doing that? I was like, yeah. And it's just like that tactic is constantly used, and you're seeing it kind of being pirated and stuff, and it's like it's a terrible negotiating tactic. I felt John Oliver was he went a little overboard and make it seem like it's some kind of Jedi mind trick that's undefeatable, and I'll be like, yo, but the simple response is like, okay, cool, that can happen, but that does not excuse what I'm talking about here. Let's get back on topic. To me, that's a very simple way to be like, listen, I understand you trying to deflect, and I mean, to me, I just didn't feel the name for it to be like officially termed as like what about isms and all of that, whatever it was that he was using, and it went in a whole deep dive to break down what his negotiating debating tactic is. And it's like, but yeah, just a slippery slope when dealing with Trump, dog. That's why it's like I don't want to make excuses or do like mental acrobatics just for me to be like, well, he's not that bad, or
but why hurt your head if he's just an asshole in general? So why expect any different is my whole thing. It's not to say you're lowering the bar for the presidency. You know Trump. So like, why hurt your head? That's just me.
To me, it's just about not excusing it. Like, not just being like, okay, well, we've been desensitized to Trump and we just come to expect that. I feel like it's a dangerous. I feel like it's a dangerous thing to be like. You're forced to kind of forced to have no other choice, because you just got to deal with, he is the president, the election happened, they're not going to go back and look at all the nonsense that happened during the primaries to get Bernie Sanders out. They ain't gonna do all of that. We just got to accept that it was a nonsense election and Trump won the nonsense election.
Yeah,
and that is what it is. But until the next nonsense election, I guess we got to see what happens when Trump runs for re-election, or who you gonna go against and stuff like that. And why are you talking about Trump, man?
We almost went the whole thing without. Well, we bring it up because I find he do something proper, and as much as you bash him, if you do something good, you gotta highlight that as well.
I understand, no? Try to be somewhat objective and stuff.
At least we went the whole episode without talking about St. Martin politics.
Yeah,
because they got okay, no, I was gonna say something, but then we just end up going into it, and then that would defeat the whole purpose of that statement. But I think we're going to wrap up with that, because you have anything else you want to discuss?
Not exactly. I mean, because I feel like if we just start training on another topic,
but
we had something else on the topic list that was actually kind of interesting, but I don't remember what it was specifically that I was thinking about mentioning. But I mean, if anything, we'll save it for the next one, because I feel like knowing how we just communicate and how conversation go, if we start on that topic now, but that's at least another 10 minutes of conversation and thing, when we're trying to be a little more mindful of the time, and
we understand it's long, so we trying to compact it a bit.
Yeah, man.
So with that, again, thank you guys for listening to another episode. If you have anything you want us to discuss, let us know in the comments or hit us up privately. If you have anybody you want us to interview or you want us to have a conversation with, again, let us know. Hit us up either on the LinkUp Facebook page or on the LinkUp Instagram page, Instagram account,
or the YouTube channel, or the YouTube channel, a video, a message, whatever.
Comment, like the page, share it, leave us know what you think about it. Mr. King.
Yes. And with that, we'll see you the next time we link up.